Today we're going to be discussing vaginal health, and I just want to talk a lot about the vagina so that we can learn more about it and just to get to understand what the vagina is, what it needs, or what happens within the vagina. Basically just a better understanding of the vagina, like those Indian guys on Facebook, they say, show me vagina. Most of the education I got about my vagina when I was younger came from textbooks in school, because kwa sex education, I think it was in class 5 or class 6, where you start to learn about biology and about what the vagina is versus what the penis is and what their jobs are and what they do. Maybe that's the first time I heard about the word vagina, I think. And it used to be such a big word. It was a word you wouldn't just use like that. You had to be very secretive about anything sexual, anything sex related, anything about the female body was such a secret. All these things were very taboo. So I used to wonder, like, how am I supposed to learn more about my vagina? And a story I normally tell that's really funny about how I got to learn about, I think that prompted me to get into sexual education in my blogging, is that when I was growing up, nilianza kumea mafudhi. Na mafudhi unajua, hizo tunaambiwangwa. You even see them in the textbook. They draw someone with dots on their pubic area to show the pubic hair is growing. I started getting confused when this hair was not only growing in my pubic area, but it was going all the way to the back, to my asshole. I used to be so confused. I used to think like I was a monkey or something was wrong with me. I used to wonder, every other girl, wako na nywele kwa haga? Because that's not normal. It's not normal. I got my first phone in like class 6, 7. I can't really remember. Or class 8. That's when I was able to Google if it's normal. And they said it's normal. Nywele hadi kwa haga, hadi kwa thighs, hadi kwa nipples. Nywele grow. So ni normal. So imagine the torment I went through all these years before I found out that it was normal for hair to grow all the way to the anus. It was really crazy for me. I always thought I was weird, like I had a problem. Something was wrong with me. And I guess this is how I've always felt about my body and my sexuality, because I've never had someone talk me through it or someone teach me and tell me, yo, so this vagina, 1, 2, 3, it was always such mechanical learning of the vagina. When the penis goes there, stay away from boys, you'll get pregnant. Oh, it was never like real life stories about what sex is like, or what sex is, or what the vagina really is, or what the penis is capable of. Nobody ever told me all these things. I guess that's why I have this yearning for more information, and not just to get it for myself, but to be able to share it to you guys in a way that's fun enough to listen to. Let's get started on this lesson. So when you Google the word vagina, it says the vagina is the closed muscular canal that extends from the outside, which is hapo kwa vulva, all the way to the inside of the uterus, uko kwa cervix, uko deep pali una feelingi deki ikigonga du uko. So hiyo area yote ndo inaitwa vagina. I want to talk about some of the things that can affect vaginal health and how to take care of your vagina, how to keep it safe and clean and smelling like a vagina. I almost said smelling fresh, but nika realize isi orbit in a vagina. So a vagina can only smell like a vagina, nothing else. It can't smell like strawberries or mangoes or cocoa butter. It can only, unless you use like other things on it, which is wrong, but we'll get to that point. Something that affects the health of the vagina. So of course the vaginal health ni vagina yako iko tu healthy, like inakaa poa, ina smell poa na iko freshi, inakaa tu fiti na ina feel fiti. Something that can affect, I'm going to list a few things that can affect your vagina's health. Number 1 on the list, of course, is nianze na gani? Wacha nianze na hygiene. Your hygiene really affects your vagina. Na hygiene kuna vitu mingi sana. Kuna vitu unavaa, venye unajiosha, kama hata unajiosha at all, kama unajipaka vitu unakula, places unaenda. Unajua kuna wase wengine upanda ndudhi na wanakalia ndudhi komando. So una imagine wababa wengine wametoka kushutia hiyo ndudhi, alafu wewe unakalia ndudhi komando. Imagine zile mapimples zitamea hapo, utafura vitu zingine hadi ushangae. Ama watu wengine wanaendanga kwa club wanakaa komando. Hizo viti mnajua zimekaliwa na watu ngapi? Na mnajua vitu kama gonorrhea zinaweza transfer kwa situation kama hizo. So that's exactly what I want to talk about. Keeping your vagina healthy. And it starts with hygiene. You have to be very careful with your diet. And on my last podcast, I talked about some of the ways I keep myself healthy, generally, not just my vagina. It's like a domino effect. If you take care of your body, you end up taking care of your hair, your nails, your skin, your smile, your teeth, your lips, your health, your heart. You take care of everything, including your vagina. It's just part of the consequences of loving yourself. You have to make sure that you're eating a really good diet. And by good, I mean a healthy diet. A diet that is good for everything. Good for your whole body. Good for your soul. Food that makes you feel love. Food that makes you feel like you're taking care of your body. Hapo sitaenda sana kwa sababu that looks very different for everybody. And I don't want to. But of course, you know what I mean by keeping a healthy diet. Next is sex. Sex definitely changes the health of your vagina. This depends on who you're sleeping with. Of course, vitu kama their own hygiene, their own sexual health. All those things tie in, because if someone is going through something and they have sex with you, chances are you're gonna catch it. You're gonna catch it. Whether it's anxiety or an STI, you're gonna catch it. That's why I'm always trying to preach for people to have safe sex that is safe in every way, like safe mentally, emotionally, physically. Sex yenye ukitoka hapo haujishuku, una feel tu umse enyewe nilikuwa nafaa tu kumdinya na yenyewe ni sawa, because you feel very very safe, your body feels safe, your mind feels safe, your heart feels safe. Well, people try to argue with me about this, but me, I don't like those hassles for going home and like thinking, oh my God, what if the condom burst? What if I get pregnant? What if I catch an STI? What if I just need to be able to trust my sexual partner enough to immerse myself? Mpaka, hata kama kuna pregnancy scare, it's someone I can trust one-handed. It's someone who I know, this is safe, we can definitely handle it together. I'm not gonna feel alone, or I'm not going to go through emotional and mental turmoil, or I'm not going to catch an STI or like HIV and have to go through the physical issues, consequences of sex, or, all these things. Like, sex is such a heavy topic and I need people to take it just as heavy as is. So sex definitely changes your vaginal health. The vagina is a very acidic environment. And anything that changes the pH of your vagina will definitely affect your smell, or affect your taste, or affect even things like getting itchy, feeling weird, kumea bumps, kumea kuna vitu tu mob. Kwa hygiene nilikosa kusema pia kujinyoa na kujiwax. Hizo vitu zote zina affect health ya vagina yako. So you have to know what works for you and what is good for you. I think I would recommend safe sex, and sex that's not painful as well, because if the dick too big, it might be unsafe. So basically, in instances like that, like where you get dry or where you're feeling like it's painful, there's always things like extra lubrication for your situation. Oh my God, I should be a rapper. That would really help, so that your vagina's health is not affected as much. Something else that affects the vagina's health is like health conditions and treatments. You might be on different treatments like antibiotics, or like treatments that affect your pH or the health of your vagina. Hizi vitu zote zinachangia, yes, including dawa unameza. So you have to be very careful about even just taking over-the-counter drugs, even things like CGP2, even dawa ya kichwa kukuuma, you never really know the side effects that these things have. Or you could be on a certain treatment, you're wondering why you can't get wet. Kumbe it inhibits the part of your brain that does what. Or you're not feeling safe enough even to be able to get wet enough to have sex. So medication, health conditions, all these things affect. That's why I'm always also pushing for women to make sure they get checked out by the doctors, find a way that, and I think this is a bridge I'm going to try, a gap I'm going to try and bridge by maybe bringing doctors on board, that so that it can make it easier for you guys to seek help by doctors I can recommend myself. And if something, and maybe I can go the extra mile, find a way how we can negotiate and, make it available and accessible to even the people who are not able to pay for these services. So that's a pledge I'm making. I'll work on that. Na hapo kwa treatment, nikiongezea vitu kama birth control na feminine hygiene products. So birth control definitely affects. Kama mimi, kuna siku nilimeza hapa. Okay, haiku affect vaginal health yangu, but it affected my hormones. Kuna siku nilimeza pills. Nakwambia, hey, I was so moody the whole week. I was so annoyed. I was so frustrated, sad, emotional, annoyed, angry. I was going through all the emotions you could think about all at the same time. And it was taking a toll on my body because I was cramping. I was in so much pain. And I felt so bad because I was going through it alone. I can only imagine if it has such a toll on my physical body. Imagine what it might be doing to my vagina. Imagine that. So hapo nikasema unless mtu ni bwana yangu, mambo ya ngono lazima tuvae kondomu. I'm not going that way again unless someone is I'm really serious about somebody. And even then, I think condoms are just the way to go, because that's the best way to be 100% or wanasemanga ni 99.9, I don't know, percent guaranteed to be safe from STIs. Basically, with treatments and all this, you have to be very careful with your doctor. Make sure things that are prescribed for you are for you. Na mwache kumeza madawa za watu wengine. Unapata mtu ako na tonsils, so wewe unaendelea na dozi yake kwa sababu yeye alishapona. Hizo vitu zote zina affect, because the medication your body can handle is not always the same as the medication someone else's body can handle or what they need. So you have to be very careful even with over-the-counter drugs and stuff like that. Something else that affects vaginal health is pregnancy and childbirth. Of course, this is the heaviest, I think, in my opinion, the heaviest change that your vagina could ever go through is childbirth and pregnancy. And there's a lot of education also that goes into that. That's a whole topic on its own that I could have to get into another time. Or maybe I should recommend mommy podcasters that you guys can maybe check out, because they might have much more information on this than I can be able to give as a single lady without kids. Definitely, pregnancy and childbirth, self-explanatory. It really changes your body, changes your vagina. And other things that definitely affect that naona hii atuongeleleangi sana ni psychological and emotional issues. Ladies, you know that if you're not in the right mind frame, your vagina does not function the same. It doesn't function the same. There's feelings that you need to make you feel safe enough for your vagina to just be itself, to come out and be itself without fear, without holding back. This plays a really, really big role in your vaginal health, because the more you're able to take care of yourself, the more psychologically as well, mentally, emotionally, financially, in every way, the more you're able to take care of your whole body, the more you're able to be healthy, even in the vagina. Some of the issues that are come about as hizi vitu zote zenye zimetaja zinaweza leta consequences kama sasa kwa sexual problems is you might feel a lot of pain when you're having sex, or this is when your vagina is not okay. Your vagina will always tell you when something is wrong. You might start feeling pain during sex, or you might realize you're not getting as wet. So you're experiencing dryness, or let's say if you're going through, you catch an STI, you might realize your discharge is different, or it's weird, or you might start getting sores, or you might start getting itchy, or redness, or just bleeding and pain. Or you can also realize, there's a change in color in your discharge, or there's a different smell coming from you. With yeast infections, or like with chlamydia and like trichomoniasis, I don't know if that's how it's pronounced. All these things will always tell you that your vagina is not healthy. So immediately you notice there's something off, there's a bad smell, there's something off. Please don't feel ni kama una feel ashamed. Even if it's normal, they happen all the time. People get UTIs, STIs. People catch herpes, gonorrhea, nini. As long as you're taking an initiative to make sure you protect yourself by getting tested regularly, making sure your partners get tested as well, or you at least sleep with people who are getting tested, and you're using condoms, you're taking care of yourself, you're making sure you use lube, you're eating right, you're exercising, you're meditating, you're loving yourself. Or you can just masturbate. I did an episode on masturbation. You can check that out. It actually eliminates all these other issues that come with having actual sex. But then taking care of yourself is a really, really big part of making sure your vaginal health is top-notch. Ways that I can recommend for you to be able to keep your vagina healthy is by being extremely sexually responsible. Take charge of your sex life. Usikwe tu unadinywa, like jua unadinya nani, kwa nini unamdinya mbona, unamdinya wapi, unamdinya aje, unamdinya mara ngapi. Have answers to all these questions so that you're able to know, do you need to get on birth control? What birth control is suitable for you? Will it affect your hormones? Will it affect your vaginal health? How much is it? Will all these things, you need to be very, very sure. Is it someone worthy of going through all these things that affect your hormones and your body for? Is condoms the safer way? Is it the better way out? Or is abstaining the best way out? Figure out whatever works out for you, and then make responsible decisions regarding your own sex life, because that is the best way you can be able to take care of your vagina. Also, get vaccinated for things like HPV. It puts you at a better position to be able to just take care of yourself. And actually, it's cervical cancer awareness week. Now that I brought up HPV, I should be able to talk about STIs, and I'll do this on another episode. Just talk about STIs, cancer, cervical cancer, things to do with the vagina and the uterus and the vaginal everything, human body, so that we can talk more about that and learn how to take care of ourselves better. So get vaccinated for HPV. Make sure you're not putting external or internal things inside your vagina. Like, don't put things inside your vagina that are harmful, like things that will change your pH, things that are not safe, things that will make you feel pain, things that might hurt you, harm you in any way. Have discernment and take care of your vagina like it's really your baby, because it really is your baby girl. And then for muscles, you can also do Kegels. I saw someone on TikTok saying that they overdid the Kegels. Baka now their muscles are so tight. Baka it's too much. Like they've been told by doctors now they're too tight. They're too tight for sex, like it's too much. So remember, everything in moderation. Don't overdo anything. Don't do anything too much. Just take care of your body the natural way. I like being very natural with my body. Actually, mi woga tu na soap. Normal. Sijui hata ni brand gani ya soap, nimesahau. Na hiyo soap ikiisha, niko na shower gel, lakini pia nakuanga na upanga hapo. So, naoganga tu na vitu natural mimi. Ile upanga soap. Sijui inaitwanga aje, menengai ama ni gani. Hiyo ndo naoganga nayo. Na siingishangi kwa vagina yangu. I just wash my vagina with warm water, and I just wash inside nicely with my finger, and I toilet inside, and I wash the outside nicely with a nice clean cloth. Nothing too harsh, and I feel like it keeps me clean, it keeps me fresh. I don't do anything else. I don't do too much. I don't put anything else inside or outside my vagina that especially is harmful to me. So that keeps my vaginal health top notch. And I've been told that tastes good, so it must be working. Usiwai kuwa na insecurity at you, maybe something is wrong with you. It's normal, it's okay. the best part is you should just have the confidence to seek help, ask for help, find someone to help you. Like now you're here on my podcast. You can ask me all the questions you have in my DMs on Instagram or on Facebook or on LinkedIn or on Twitter, anywhere. Find me, ask me questions, and I should be able to get help for you, or at least help you answer a lot of questions that you may have. Any medication that you take, please make sure that you discuss it with your doctor. Do not just put yourself on medication. Easy over-the-counter drugs, taking things that you don't know much about. Please be careful, because it's important that you're very conscious and intentional about your vaginal health. So that's it about vaginal health. I think I've covered most of what I wanted to talk about. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. And remember, I'm open for bookings for one-on-one sessions where we can talk about intimacy, relationships, and sex. Reach out to me. I'm going to put the link on how to book me in the description. And please reach out, ask me questions. Remember to take care of your vagina, to love yourself, and to love your vagina. Toodles.